And here we go.
All right, MMA Maniacs, it is time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Rudloff Family Inc. Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis ready to break you off some mixed martial arts knowledge. If you are new to the scene, strap in, buckle up, because we're about to break you off a whole bunch of motherfucking information with news. And UFC on Fox 23 coming up tomorrow night. Also got Bellator 171 going down tonight. And, of course, Bellator 170 from last week and everything else that is happening in the big mixed martial arts world. Big thanks to our sponsors, StrongBoardBalance.com and MyMMAnews.com. With that being said and done,
Catch me in the cage. How about that?
Catch me in the cage. How about that? We jump into a news story with Mark Hunt.
Mark Hunt talking about...
Not Mike Hunt?
No. Mark.
Michael Hunt.
Michael Hunt.
Obviously, we talked about how he's trying to sue Brock Lesnar, the UFC.
You don't say.
The things that had happened when he fought Brock Lesnar as far as being on steroids. He says, and of course everyone was saying, well, the problem is you had that statement where he talked about, you know, he knew.
It doesn't matter. I'll fight him anyway.
Yeah. And he says, knowing and assuming... Oh, whoa, what's happening? What's going on? Feedback.
Stop pressing buttons.
Sorry.
Let's go into the future?
You did.
I did.
Knowing and assuming are two different things.
Surrounded
I assume
by assholes.
Oh, shit.
a lot of stuff.
When will then be now?
Did we just go plaid?
Sorry,
They're
Dodge.
jamming the radar.
I can't wait till my record goes plaid.
I assume a lot of stuff. Look at the guy. He comes from pro wrestling background. I didn't actually know these things. I always say, well, he looks like he's cheating. Of course I'm going to say that because that's the way I am. I didn't actually go and test him myself. Everyone says, you know, you knew. I didn't actually know. Assuming someone is doping is different than knowing someone is doping. There's
Once
a
that
difference.
statement's recorded, you're fucked.
You know, that's it? You think that's the end of his...
I do. With the Brock Lesnar situation, yes, because in the world we live in now, what you said
They're
is...
also saying, though, his lawyer is saying, you know, it doesn't take away from the fact that it's the UFC's obligation to ensure an even playing field in the sport of fair competition.
I agree with that, but once you say in front of a jury and you play the recording of him saying, I don't care, I'll fight him no matter what, it's like Donald Trump saying, grab her by the pussy 12 years ago, or Hillary Clinton calling black youth super predators 10 years ago. It still labels you as something.
Super predator sounds really cool. You know?
I mean, it kind of does.
You ain't just a regular predator.
No, you got a cape
Super
on.
predator.
You got like 10-foot-long dreadlocks.
You got a, wow.
In the fucking-
Okay.
And the mandibles.
Those views
And the laser
expressed
cannon.
are Josh's views,
No, he has a...
not the views of
I was just saying a
Split
cape.
Decision
That's
MMA.
all I was saying, man. It's like when you're mad and you get a cape, then you can be super
Like a
mad.
pimp cape.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. Dude,
We start over right now.
What happened?
Stop and delete.
we need conversational coagulate because we are hemorrhaging.
Let's coagulate this right now with Rampage versus Chemo 2 at Bellator 175.
Oh, this is a perfect story to go into.
on March.
I tried to skip it, but he already talking.
Let's go.
March 31st, Chemo and Rampage are going to have a rematch. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is something that needs to be done? Do they need a rematch?
They don't need a
Rampage
rematch.
beat them pretty handily the first time.
6 people just said they're organizing a march for our show.
Fuck.
You know, obviously,
We will not be divided.
Kingmo, you know,
This is
obviously-
we shit. You got a mouse in your
It's
pocket?
called split decision. Yes, we are divided all the time. It only should happen again because it's fun to watch. That's it.
All right.
That's the only
Fair
reason
enough.
it should happen again. Because you're right, Rampage won handily the first time, but you know, whatever. King Mo was able to go and go into the Rising tournament and not do well.
And lose.
And then he could come back and fight Rampage. What is being pumped into this room right now? 83 pounds of weed.
Brown and Sailor Jerry.
63.
63 pounds of Crown and Sailor Jerry's.
Last year, the UFC welterweight George Sullivan was suspended 1 year for his anti-doping agency by the USADA. He voluntarily disclosed taking a prohibited substance via a mislabeled product. He got him removed from a fight going up against, supposed to be this, what is that, UFC on Fox 20. After investigation, he was suspended 1 year, retroactive. That 1 year is now half the 2 year suspension normally given out the PED test. He says now that it was a misunderstanding about a fertility pill I started taking 3 weeks ago to try to have a baby. they're sending all the full paperwork later.
What is a male fertility pill and why do we have?
Does it help the swimmer swim?
Yeah, I don't understand why we would have this in existence.
Is it going to be like the Anderson Silver's boner pills and John Jones's boner pills?
That's okay. That's different then. It just
is that a fertility pill?
I don't know. When you say fertility pill,
I mean, it's not like horny goat weed you get down at AM PM.
No.
This
would be like a spunk and junk.
Okay, that makes sense.
Increasing your numbers,
Stop and say spunk and junk.
Yeah, makes sense.
Increasing your density.
That's like Peter North style.
Mojo Grow.
Like multiple roping.
I don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
multiple rope. Skeet. You don't know who Peter North is? Shut the fuck up. I swear, I've never seen it.
Even if he is found not liable for the second test failure, it is not likely it will be in time for him to fight this upcoming fight. I just think it's pretty interesting that, like I said, obviously we're talking about all these different factors that fall into the USADA's testing, and some stuff's legal, some stuff's not, some stuff's going in investigation. Some people are just like, I have eczema and I'm just going to take my punishment and walk.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
for my topical skin cream,
yeah,
I accidentally put an IV in when I didn't realize what I was doing. Yeah.
I put an IV in because I was sick. My doctor told me to, but
and
you guys
I was gonna die.
Yeah, and you guys told me no, that's not okay.
You understand that, USADA? BJ Penn was gonna die.
He looked like he was gonna die when he came out the other day.
He almost did die.
He needs to stop coming out to 145.
Yeah, not to defend Cyborg. I mean, her whole salt and all that was off base because of the weight.
And they said medically she needed it. She had to come back because of her extreme weight cuts. I mean, I saw that documentary and it looked sad.
Yeah.
And she was crying and she's dying basically trying to cut these last couple pounds.
Ugh. That's rough.
When your chemicals go off, your whole mental thing doesn't go very well.
I know. I've been there for like 10 years
crazy.
At this point.
Obviously, the shirt says so.
That's the longest menopause I've ever heard of.
I'm still going through it.
Felipe Oliveira also had a failed anti-doping test showing metabolites of methylacetotestosterone, a synthetic orally active androgenetic. Holy shit! What just happened?
You're not even touching your
anabolic
computer. That was
steroid.
weird, man.
So basically, he's been given a full 2-year suspension after his arbitration.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
100%. So he will start he'll be eligible to fight in March of 2018.
I was going to say, he's not starting it because they start those things like it's retroactive. So he's got just over a year. All right.
Got a little ways to go.
Which is a bummer, but at least you only have just over a year. Yeah.
Some guys talking about some weight cuts here. We have Johnny Hendricks says that 185 will be the perfect weight for him. That this is the weight he should have been fighting at the whole time.
What do you think, Dennis? I'm curious about that.
I don't
about that.
I
How
don't
about that?
I cur about that.
I don't.
What you cur?
I don't think anything's going to help him at this point. I think the guy's lost it. I don't even think he won the last fight. So he just ended the way he talked right after the weigh-ins last time. It's like there's something wrong with him mentally too.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if it's the weight cut. I know that a lot of these guys are adjusting to the new rules as far as not being able to use IVs, not being able to use certain diuretics to cut weight. And I mean, if you guys don't realize that we have somebody missing weight almost every card now.
Yep, this card we had somebody miss weight.
Yeah, and obviously it's a problem, and it's going to start affecting these guys worse before it gets better.
But we were talking about this a year ago.
When they talked about changing the things, that obviously we talked about same day weigh-ins, previous day weigh-ins, how a lot of guys are going to have to start changing weight classes, fighting at a more natural weight.
Right.
Because of things like this are going to happen. They can no longer, you can't be Anthony Johnson and cut down to 170 when you're a natural 205.
Couldn't be Anthony Johnson and do that either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think we're gonna start to see the serious fighters. Like I really don't think that Johnny is serious right now. Coming in heavy to these weigh-ins when these guys used to come in way underweight. You know. And work back up to where they wanted to weigh in, and had some leeway. And then they've even gone as far as like, okay, now we understand that you didn't want this big gap from you weighing in and you fighting, so we're going to weigh you in even earlier, so that you can rehydrate and be
ready.
Yeah, and when
be healthy.
And when you land, we want you to be within
8%.
8% of your
8%
weight.
the week of, yeah.
Yeah, so when you land, you shouldn't be doing a hard cut when you land. And then blowing back up for a couple days, and then another hard cut before you weigh in, which I feel Johnny was. I think even Ronda, if you look at Ronda Rousey when she weighed in, she, a lot of these fighters, anytime that, how can I not remember his name? Who's the Irish guy?
Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor. Yeah, anytime Conor McGregor
How do you not know his name?
No, I know. Anytime Conor McGregor fought.
Piss him off.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Right here.
Yeah,
This guy.
That guy. You know, but I mean,
The Harambe
even
tattoo.
him when he fights in his original weight class,
Yeah.
these guys look horrible when they come to weigh in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you should be comfortable when you weigh in.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what we wanted a year ago or over a year ago when we started talking about this. I would love to see champions who are winning in their divisions and actually weigh. I'm not saying walk around at that, but can make that weight cut without too much of an issue. Which we've
Perfect
been
example
seeing-
right now, Donald Cerrone.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Fighting
you.
at 170,
Perfect,
looking great. You know, like I heard the other day that they're talking. Anderson Silva's trying to walk around at 174. Yeah. Right, and he fought at 185. Right,
It was 185.
And he walks around at 212.
He originally
so-
tried to cut down to 170 because of the big whole super fight with George St. Pierre, or possibly have George St. Pierre move up to his weight class at 185. George even said if that was going to happen back in the day, he wanted 2 years. A year, I think, was what he talked
bulk
about
up,
finally,
yeah,
to be able
make
to
it
bulk
comfortable.
up properly. He wanted a full year to bulk up and a full year to be ready at that weight because everything about your body mechanics changes when you change weight classes.
Which we've seen with guys who have too much muscle on their body, they're not used to it.
Yep.
Conor McGregor, the first fight with Nate Diaz.
Yep.
He was swinging.
Stop.
He got exhausted,
because Connor was 8 times bigger than him. I mean, because fucking Nate was 8 times bigger than him.
and Conor was swinging more muscle than he was used to.
Yep.
Right.
Like Shane Diesel, who came up earlier in the podcast. Just bringing it back.
Another fighter talking about weight class is Sage Northcutt. He says he's going to go back to 155. He's had 2 fights at 170. He accepted those because he basically wanted the money. He was just trying it as an experiment. But obviously he's 8-0 at 155. He's 0-2 at welterweight. It doesn't make sense to see where the wins are. They're going to go back, and he's going to make sure he stays at 155.
Makes sense. I don't know how he makes 155. I saw a picture of him next to Tyrone Woodley. Made no sense how he makes 155 because he is bigger than Tyrone Woodley, who is the champ at 170, right?
Great.
I don't know. But okay. You make it work, man. Good job.
We do have an announcement for UFC 210, April 9th. Anthony Rumble Johnson will fight Daniel Cormier for a second time in their first fight back in May of 2015.
That's the Easter card?
That is the Easter card.
It's called UFC 210 Ragdoll. Just like the first fight, Johnson's going to get tossed around.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
He got thrown around pretty easy by Cormier.
Yeah,
That's
but
what's
he said,
weird.
But he said he's not going to do that. He's going to stand and bang.
Cormier says that?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, because he knows he can ragdoll him, so he wants to try to throw with him?
I guess.
Whatever.
And hope you don't get knocked out.
Yeah. We don't need
It's
to
a
see another
weird,
in-cage murder.
it's a really weird hierarchy in that division because John Jones comes back and he ragdolls Cormier. But Cormier ragdolls Johnson, and then there's everybody else.
And then Johnson ragdolls everybody else,
Yeah.
or just knocks everybody else out.
Yeah, it's a really weird hierarchy.
We need to make a video with Aerosmith's Ragdoll
We do.
and them fighting.
We'll see
Somebody
if we
get
can
on
it.
that.
Someone call Tommy Toehold. We'll collaborate.
Nate Diaz is applied, obviously, we talked about for his boxing license. He is saying he is doing this because I'm being put on the shelf.
Right.
He says they're not giving me the money I want.
Shut the fuck up.
So that's why I'm trying to get my boxing license. UFC President Dana White offered his response, said, Nate said the only fight he wants is Conor.
So he's putting himself on the shelf.
He is. He's
and I
shelving
haven't-
himself.
And I haven't heard a word from him since August.
When you ask-
Usually when a guy wants to fight, they call.
Yes. The only fight you want is Conor McGregor, and you asked for $20 million to be on UFC 209. We got your flag hung up here, and Diaz we trust. But, bro, let's be realistic here for just a second. The UFC's not shelving you. You're shelving yourself.
Well, he's also saying that the fights he's being offered aren't for the big money, and he's tired of making only 50 grand a fight or less. He wants those big paydays. He wants somebody big. He says, no one in MMA wants it. No one says they want big deal fight against me. If someone wants to fight, let's make a big deal.
And I will tell you guys, there's still enough time that, because a lot of people are, and Joe Rogan himself is saying that Nick has a fight for 209.
Really?
Right.
They just haven't announced it yet?
Right. So I'm saying all this jaw jacking could be nothing, and then 209 we could see both brothers fighting.
Misdirection.
You know, and again, I could see it, especially if we're waiting to see how these other cards work out. I mean, remember before, like, you go to the UFC site and we could see what the fights were for up to 3 months. Now you're lucky if we get up like 5 cards ahead, and they won't show you any of the undercard. They'll show you the main fights, and that's it.
That's it.
Not even like to be determined or anything like that. So that might be the new way that everything's going to go, is that we don't even know what the next card, you know, is going to be until this card happens. Because look, how many times has Donald Cerrone fought on a card and then he's on 2 cards away. Sam Alvey.
Yep.
I don't even know how
Smiling
many
Sam.
cards in a
Yeah,
row
but
he was.
Cerrone's on 2 cards away because he will step up and fight.
And
2
he'll
cards.
ask
Right.
for fights. I mean,
Right.
we saw that
He
whole
wants
thing.
to fight 6 times this year.
Yeah.
So that's literally every other month.
Another guy that would like to get some fights, but is not being able to get some fights.
We got to
is
get this
local
guy.
boy,
We got to get this guy in here.
Michael McDonald. This is the first time he's actually spoke up. He went to ESPN and they put together this story. And he talked basically about how he cannot afford another
Come on, Mike.
fight
Come talk
camp.
to us. I'm even wearing Oakdale stuff, man.
Cannot afford to take another fight camp. He says, with the money that he has and the training expenses, that what he would normally do is he would just use his own money to fund his fight camp and then get the money back and repay himself. He does not want to do that anymore. He says he lost his house. He had to move back in with his parents. And that he basically is now going to have to find a second job to be able to save up enough money to have a fight camp. He says, a lot of it goes to, he goes, let's say I have $20,000 in the bank. I think I'm good. Start working my butt off. I get injured. I need surgery. By the time I get healthy, I've got $5,000. What happens if I get injured again? I've had 3 hand surgeries in 2 years. You got a lot of debt after doing that. And this is not stuff that the UFC. So for the longest time, I didn't want to say anything. When people open their mouths and they talk about how they not get paid enough, it seems like they disappear to a point. I'm at the point now where I got nothing to lose. The UFC isn't paying my bills as it is. I want there to be a happy end to this. I told them people are starting to ask me where I'm in. The truth is, it doesn't put my relationship with the UFC in a very good light. Nothing's changed. I will continue to fight until I become UFC champion. This is my dream. I want to live that dream. I'm pretty sure I can be a doctor and make better money. I have the intelligence, but being a fighter has always been my dream. And if this is what it takes, I'll do it.
Well, yes, you can be a doctor and make better money.
He's saying, my goal is to fight. I also want to keep my possessions. I had to borrow money before and racked up $15,000 in debt in order to train like a professional athlete. Went through some injuries, lost everything twice. Now I've lost my home. I mean,
We hear this a lot, and unfortunately, this is just a sport where there can't be a league minimum, because if you come in and you shit the bed on your first fight, there's no way to market you.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ben Askren, champion, let go. Mm-hmm. I mean, it happens in this game.
Did he get let go, or did he ask for his own release? Because I'm pretty sure he asked for his own release.
But he never got signed with the UFC anyway.
No, but he asked for his own release and then went and signed with ONE FC. Choice. He could have re-signed with Bellator. Right?
But we see what I'm saying.
We never got confirmation one way or the other.
We see too many of these guys who show up on the radar and they look like they're going to be a great prospect. And for the UFC, let's just say they did a league minimum of $1 million for your first year. Just throwing it out there for your first year with the UFC. And then you come in and you shit the bed, and all of a sudden you're unmarketable.
I'm thinking Dana fired 2 top teners this week too.
I mean, what do we do here? Do we? Yeah, you said, did we have league minimums? Do we have something where it's like baseball, football, basketball? You're guaranteed this amount of money. You're also going to get this amount of money over time, but you're going to get the guarantee. I mean, like football. Football's got the guaranteed money.
Yeah, but I mean, football.
And
You can't use football because they're going to have 8 home games that they're going to sell out their stadium. They've got guaranteed income. They got guaranteed income from the TV.
No,
from
I
gear.
agree. You can't use that, and that's exactly why we have to get rid of Reebok 100% and bring back sponsors.
And bring back sponsors
Because
and let them make their own money.
Imagine how much, like Michael McDonald, as much as he was
could market himself.
when the dude was like fighting for the fucking title, and all this stuff was going on, he would have had sponsors up the ass, but he couldn't do it. And so many fighters can't do it now. We need to get this shit. Like, it has to go back to NASCAR. Like, as many stickers as you can get on your body,
Including the
wear 'em in
window.
there. Including the window, everywhere.
I just love Fig Newtons.
Ricky fucking Bobby style. Do it, man. Fight in sunglasses that are sponsored by somebody.
Even if you don't want to, you could end up going the whole, what was his name? Who ended up with all white. He bought nothing and he would get basketball shorts.
Oh, God, I
Because
remember
he didn't want to have
saw
any
the tag
sponsors.
on the shorts? Yeah.
He didn't want to have to worry about sponsors. He said he didn't care.
100% sponsors. This sport has always been like NASCAR when it comes to that kind of thing. And it hasn't reached the money level of boxing yet, at least for the fighters. So let them get their money somehow.
And you could still get guys that are sponsored. Reebok could still sponsor big guys.
Agreed.
I mean, you talk about that all the time. Where
Nike used to do it.
Under Armour, you had
And
George
Under Armour,
St. Pierre. He had Under Armour shit all the time.
And Nike was sponsoring Anderson Silva.
Reebok was sponsoring Lawler.
Was it Lawler?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, they have their own athletes that they go after. To have the entire sport is pretty crazy.
It's been long enough. It's time to admit the Reebok deal was a mistake.
I can understand, I get the UFC's kind of thing where they want to be like the NFL and like the NBA, but one manufacturer makes our brand clothing. Our jerseys are always going to be by so-and-so. But the athletes are still able to get their own sponsors, and that's what they're trying to say now. Is you can get sponsor outside of the UFC, just not in it.
Well, what about Major League Soccer?
You got to find somewhere where there's that medium. And like I said, NASCAR is a good idea.
And so is Major League Soccer because they do the same goddamn thing in there. It's a team sport.
So Ali Bogdanovich is gone, and Zach Makovsky.
Oh wow!
As of today,
Alibaba,
Bogatinov, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know where I mean, like I said, I get UFC's point of view where it's like, yeah, we want, a unified look and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, I feel like it is more like NASCAR where it is you have a one person that's behind, you get these camps behind a fighter, they're doing their whole thing. It's an even playing field because it's just like NASCAR, they have one car, you're all allowed one engine, you know what I mean, sort of thing.
I don't get the UFC's point of view to the very much.
It's not a team sport.
It's not a team sport, and you take away we talked about this forever ago. You take away the uniqueness of the fighter.
Yes.
I mean, one of the biggest things is holding GSP from coming back is not having his sponsors, not being able to walk out in his gi and his headband and all that stuff.
But how much money is he making right now not doing anything?
I'm sure
he's fine.
He made enough money where he's doing
he doesn't
all right.
care. And I just think that if they bring
obviously
it back,
he would have already tried to get out of his contract again. Like, you think he would be pushing harder? Because there's been guys that have been like, okay, I want out of my contract. Bellator wants to pay me. They'll pay the break. That happened with Eddie Alvarez, right?
Right.
That happened with Rampage, or at least they thought it happened with Rampage. Like, they paid out the contract so that they can go somewhere else.
Yeah, no, they got to bring it back. They got to get rid of the Reebok deal. WME needs to get on this.
Yeah, but even with Eddie, didn't they kind of shelve him too?
Yeah. They ended up shelving him, and then they gave him a fight towards the end, one last fight. I don't know. It's pretty tough. I don't like the Reebok thing at all. I don't mind if Reebok sponsors the UFC. They sponsor individual fighters. They make all of UFC's clothing line. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
They can still bring back some, even if there's sponsors on the actual fights, they don't have to be on the fight kits.
Right. And maybe they do things like, okay.
And they can still make the fight kits original.
We have all the UFC gear. So Conor McGregor is going to have a Reebok shirt, even if he's not 100% sponsored by Reebok. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
Every fighter is going to have. You can buy something from Reebok from the fighters because they own the UFC.
And you're going to do
licensing.
a lot better if you're doing Reebok gear and you're doing BJ Penn's black belt shorts,
right?
Or you're doing if GSP came back and you're doing a GSP gi shirt.
Yeah, but let them do their own sponsorship. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird, kind of place for them, I guess, to be. Don't understand.
Crazy pills.
Why it's been changed.
Before we jump into this, TJ Dillashaw and his team have flown in to Las Vegas for the next Ultimate Fighter season to begin filming. I believe Cody Garbrandt's right behind him. And I'm really looking forward to this, man. I think it's going to be a good time with the announcement of the
who the fighters
coaches
are?
For Cody Garbrandt with Uriah Faber being he's going to be on the roster.
Okay.
I'm loving it because it's going to be all Northern California shit talking.
True.
You know what I mean? No matter where everybody is
now.
now.
All the coaches yet? You said your favorite, and obviously Bang.
For Garbrandt. Right. For Garbrandt, we do.
Okay.
There was a picture released with them. I think it was even in their Ultimate Fighter gear, I want to say. Huh. So we might even know their colors, to be honest with you. But yeah, Uriah Faber's there. Obviously, Cody Garbrandt's there. I can't remember who else from Team Alpha Male's there, but it's going to be a fun season. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, how much shit talk's going to come up from the old gym.
For sure, we're going to both the Diaz brothers are going to be there. They got to show up at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that they reached out to Sage. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's cool too. Will we see Sage there?
Maybe. If we see,
and who's he going to be with? Is he going to go?
We need a whole scrap pack season. I think like one side.
I don't think they got enough lawyers.
Pack. Probably not, or enough like beat buttons for the FCC.
Gilbert Melendez did that. Gilbert Melendez was a coach. He had Jake Shields there. He had the Diaz brothers come in and help him.
Did he have all of them there?
Yeah, at one point. I mean, it wasn't all the time. But,
no, yeah.
I mean, Shields
they
was
let
there
him
the
trickle
time.
in. They never let the whole
Shields
mob
was there, but I know the Diaz brothers came in a couple times.
You guys would light something on fire. I'm saying that just from me to you would light something on fire, and it wouldn't just be a blunt. Jumping in now to Bellator 170, Ortiz versus Sonnen went down last week. And what a Bellator it was.
Kevin Casey gave himself a win. I mean, he got a draw, majority decision, but in his mind and his soul, he knew he won. He gave himself the win.
He put another notch on his black belt.
Which apparently he actually got afterwards later.
He did. It was given to him eventually by his coach down there in Florida, I think, but whatever. Jumping onto your main card here, Derek Campos up against Derek Anderson. Derek Campos gets to win by unanimous decision. Also, Emmanuel Sanchez up against Georgi Kazakhstan. Majority decision in favor of
Didn't even try.
Nope. Nope. Hisaki Kato up against Halleck Gracie with a win.
Yeah.
Halleck Gracie
After the ref had to tell them, look, you guys really need to make contact with each other.
Do something.
Stop staring at each other.
You have to make contact. That's what happens here.
An absolutely brutal flying knee from Paul Daley sent Brennan Ward to the
Who was getting his
hospital.
ass kicked.
Yeah, he was getting tagged quite a bit. It wasn't. They didn't look like hard tags, but I would watch this fight and I'm like, wow, Paul Daley's getting tagged a lot with that front.
Yeah.
Like just straight down the pipe, getting constantly tagged.
Yeah.
And then he hits him with a spinning back elbow.
Hey, but don't forget, Brendan Ward looks out into the crowd, blows somebody like a wink, and then sticks his tongue out like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
And then 30 seconds later,
spinning back elbow
And he has a broken orbital.
into
Yeah.
a flying
Way to
knee
go.
and out cold.
do you think he was there mentally after the fist?
Who?
After the spinning fist?
No, I don't. After he hit the spinning backwards, he turned. He was like, "What the fuck just hit me?" And then bang.
Semtex.
Yeah.
Semtex just-
And
that's what he did. Is he placed it with the spinning back elbow and then blew him up with the knee.
Bro.
And look, he had both knees ready.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
It
was
a
he was
switch,
yeah,
dude.
he
No
was
bang.
either going to catch the right or the left.
brutal,
Yeah.
brutal.
He's like,
Double
this
barrel
guy
shotgun,
doesn't
man.
even see me right now.
It's going down.
Because we never got a good camera angle directly at him. You know, they kept side shooting it, and I was like, I just wish I could see his eyes, because the way he picks his arms up, it looks like he kind of knows where he's
I
at.
thought I saw an angle somewhere, some slow-mo or something
Yeah,
like that.
was
where he
eyes
just
all
got
googly?
hit. He was like,
Oh.
put the hands up.
Huh, which one are you? Which one are you?
Seeing Tweety Birds and singing Animaniacs in his head.
Yeah.
Tito Ortiz up against Chael Sonnen in your main event with a submission rear naked choke in favor of Tito Ortiz on his final fight, supposedly.
A lot of people call him fix or work.
I don't know.
A lot of people.
Chael
Here's-
Sonnen being
this
If
is
you're going to fix a fight, that's how you're going to do it?
Well, hold on. Let me just put in my little conspiracy
Okay.
spin. I'm not talking about Tito Ortiz choking out Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, A, loses by submission all the goddamn time.
Right.
B, Tito Ortiz has switched his game from ground and pound to kind of wrestling submission type guy over the years, because it's obviously the ground and pound and the stand-ups not been working the best for him. That's not out of the realm of a possibility. What I do see, and it's not even the choke where people are like, oh, the choke was on the side, there's no way you could choke that guy. He was turning fucking purple. You can't will that. You can't just be like, like
Hold your breath.
yeah, doesn't quite work that way.
And then
So
force a poop.
the thing that I saw was the slow-mo where I felt like Tito tapped. He was in a choke, in almost a Darce setup. He tapped. Chael immediately released and tries to go into another choke. Now, people are saying he was getting the Darce, realized he couldn't get the Darce, so he decided to switch. Tito took advantage of it. I feel like I saw him tap.
But he taps his own hand.
Yeah, taps on the mat. Not his own hand, not his hand, taps on the mat. And it doesn't look like he's like maneuvering. It looks like
I don't think he taps him at. I
He
think he
taps.
taps his own hand.
And that's where I take my issue, is because I don't see how Sonnen would have known that he was tapping, because I don't see Sonnen in a position.
We're gonna watch the tap in slow
I don't see how
motion.
Sonnen,
Maybe.
wasn't in a visual position to see the tap, and he wouldn't have felt it because it wasn't on him. So there's, in my opinion, from what I saw, there's no way Sonnen would have known that this quote unquote tap was actually happening.
I don't know. The one I see, I just that's just the way I feel about it. Again, of course, he got taken down.
Well, I can't help your feelings, Dodge. I can't help your feelings.
I felt it looked like he tapped. Chael let go and started to move. And from what I could see, it looks like Chael's like looking at him. He taps, lets go, moves. Tito gets him in the choke. It definitely was a real choke. He got choked out. Tito wins. The only reason I say this whole conspiracy thing is because Chael Sonnen has multiple fights coming up,
Right.
signed with Bellator.
Right.
Tito was done.
Does not hurt his career at all. It's not like he's going for a championship. It's not like he's going for rankings. He's just a showman.
And he loses all the time, and
he
still gets fights.
and
all
still
the
gets
time.
fights.
Right.
So Tito Ortiz wanting to go out on that great win, wanting to do the whole where he walks up the cage, they put up his big banner, it says thank you, he turns around, gives them the one up, like he's the fucking Undertaker leaving for the last time.
Did he bury Sonnen?
He did.
Did the body bag stuff? Yeah.
And then he turns around, he's just like, thank you to the fans, thank you to the fans.
His boy retired his gloves.
Yeah, his boy retired. I mean, they did all the things that they had set up in their mind ahead of time. When I retire, this is what's going to happen, especially if I win.
Yeah. And Sonnen,
If he lost, would it have been the same? Same getaways?
No.
But really, the fight had nowhere to go anyway.
No, it didn't.
It wasn't for anything.
It wasn't for anything.
it was
and
for
that's
Tito.
the other
It was
thing.
for Tito.
Right, but I mean,
It was for
and that's-
Tito's last fight to retire
Yeah.
on a win. Not trying to take anything away from Tito's career. Amazing career. Hands down, one of the best.
Kept the UFC alive in the dark ages.
You know what I mean?
Hats off.
And a legit champion back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Tito.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to take anything away from his career. Not trying to say he tried to come out today and said the people who think that I tapped or the people who think it's a fix are because they hate Donald Trump and I like Donald Trump. That was his reasoning today. Come on, Tito. Nobody gives a shit.
It's an interesting spin. All right.
It is. It is.
Like I don't get any of that at all. Like I said, that's just from what I saw. I didn't think.
Well, speaking of Donald Trump, do you guys think that? Never mind. Sorry.
Bad idea.
Abort.
We do have Bellator 171 going down tonight.
Are we
Yeah.
not going to talk about what happened to Chael on Monday?
What? That he got fired on? What's it now? The Apprentice for cheating.
For cheating.
Yeah, got fired because they needed extra time. He read somewhere in there.
So was that a fix too?
if there's a-
did he take a dive?
Yeah,
Yes.
he straight up says he did. He said they told us that if there's like a computer malfunction, we get more time. We needed more time desperately, so I cut the cable to the computers with a fucking pair of scissors. And then when I got caught, I was like, technically, I needed more time. We have a computer malfunction. He didn't even say no. I didn't do it. He flat out said, "Yeah, of course I did," because I read somewhere we could get more time.
Why didn't you just do like a fucking magnet or something in your pocket?
Because no one knows how they work, Josh.
Yeah.
No one knows how they work.
That's a miracle, sir. You're talking about, and Chael Sonnen can't perform a miracle.
Fucking magnet.
So yeah, he got fired.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And he talked today about how his loss to Tito and all this. I mean, whatever.
The choke was real, and again, I think the choke was real.
We
yeah,
all
he turned
know who
purple.
Tito is.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about any of that. I'm like I said, from what I saw, I felt he tapped.
Let me tell you something.
They let go so that he can go out on the win.
Let me tell you
So
something,
just
man.
like porn. It finishes.
Yeah. When
it
It's a real
turn-
finish.
It's a
but
real
it doesn't mean
finish.
It's real sex.
It's not, and it doesn't mean it was the first finish.
Well, I just don't see. Yeah, I don't see.
How many cuts? How many takes?
Yeah, I don't see how you can get upset about a fight that was put together just to make money.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not upset about it. I just think,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm just like, hey, it was a fix, and everyone, and then the fact
Yeah.
that they defend it so badly and defended about things.
I should have never bought one of these goddamn
Yeah,
doorbells.
it's gonna alert you all the time.
Now these kids are playing fucking ding dong dish at my house.
Talk to them.
Son, I can't. I've already missed it. You little sons of bitches. I'm gonna keep it.
Bellator wants.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna compare this to? These are the people that go to a Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah. And
Here's
they're
the
like,
fix. How come the Generals didn't win? They were up by 100. What happened? You can't pull his pants down in the middle of a game. That's not true. You can't put a little guy and a big guy make a dunk. That doesn't count.
he didn't dribble once. That is traveling.
He's not Westbrook. Belter 171 goes down January 27th.
These
which
little
is
motherfuckers.
tonight.
It's not really the same. It's supposed to be a real fight.
Your main event is women's flyweight Jessica Middleton against Alice Yeager.
Children.
AJ McKee going up against Brandon Phillips. David Rickles going up against Aaron Denro. And Melvin Gillard at a catchweight going up against Chidati Nikawani.
Fucking shocker. Catch weight. All right. Keep this stupid phone up so I can. They ring the doorbell again. We're
Well,
yelling
at least
at them.
turn the volume down.
This is not split decision. Joey
Babysitting.
Doorbell, Yeah.
No, we're doing it now. We're doing it now. Making it happen.
Last week it was a fucking gallon of milk. This week it's a doorbell.
Also going down this Saturday, the UFC returning to where it all started. They're going back
UFC
to
on
Denver,
Fox
Colorado.
23 when you have Pena versus Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Shevchenko. God damn
Shevchenko.
it. I've been practicing that all day.
And you messed it
Shevchenko,
up.
and I fucked it up.
2
'Cause
fights
people
on
are
Fight Pass. Some
Gonna
on
ring your doorbell.
Fox Sports 1
Gonna ring
and on
it.
Fox. What do you want to
Gonna
start
ring
off
it.
with?
Let's
Talking
just-
about my doorbell. Gonna ring it.
Gonna ring it. Let's just go to Fox Sports 1 where you can watch it live up with Marcos Regino de Lima going up against Jeremy Kimball. Also, Eric Spicer.
De Lima also came in overweight, by the way, had to give 20% of his purse.
Got 209.5
Another
pounds.
see what I mean?
4 pounds over, 4.5 pounds.
We have
Jesus
no
Christ.
card yet. I don't think we've had a card where
been a while.
somebody hasn't missed weight.
Eric Spicely going up against Alessio Di Chirico.
Sure, that'll work. And
Yep.
then, Luis Enrique de Silva taking on Jordan Johnson.
4 names?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bobby Nash taking on Jingalang.
Lee Jingling.
Jingalang.
Rafael Sansao going up against Ajaman Sterling.
I love his silver.
And Nate Marquardt.
Going against Silent Sam. I like
Silent
this
Sam
fight.
Alvey.
You can't click Smiling Sam?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
It's purple.
Yeah, okay.
I've clicked him.
Ooh, you've touched him too many
Yeah,
times. He's
yeah.
purple.
Clicked him. He lights up.
That's a real purple.
I was trying to find it. I actually found it when he was on Steve Austin's Broken Skull Ranch. It was pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that to close out the Fox Sports 1 card. That's good. Mark Hart versus Smiling Sam. Good luck to both you guys. I think I'll take Smiling Sam on that one.
I will as well.
Bruce Leroy jumping up onto the main card here up against Jason Knight. Also, Andre, Please Don't Knock Me Out. Arlovsky is taking on Francis Ngannou.
I honestly, when I saw Andre Arlovsky on there, forgot he fought for the UFC.
I didn't. I
thought he went to Bellator.
I was scared.
Again.
I'm still scared. I'll be honest with you. I'm still scared for him.
Or that was World Series of Fighting. One of the two. Anyway. Moving on.
Fucking Donald Cerrone taking on George Masvidal. These two guys.
This is an awesome fight, man.
I'm scared for Donald Cerrone.
Why?
Yeah.
Because Jorge has the ability to knock him out.
And Cerrone has the ability to knock him out and choke him out.
Well, yeah. Donald has a lot of speed, and dude, his combos have been off the chart. But I just don't want to. I don't want to see it stop. I don't want to see it stop.
I think it's gonna be a great fight. Great fight.
That was weird,
dude. That's the first. You made the mic just do some crazy shit.
Oh, it hurt my back too.
Your main event.
Yeah, your main event. Valentino Shevchenko taking on Juliana Pena.
I really want Pena to lose.
I want Shevchenko to win.
I'm just tired of her talking.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with Shevchenko.
I don't care what it's about. I'm just tired of her talking.
I think this goes to decision.
She's super full of herself, super
I think
agitated about everything.
Both these girls can take a beating.
Nothing is her fault. Nothing goes her way. It's all UFC. It's all marketing. It's all this.
I'm calling TKO Shevchenko second round. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
TKO Shevchenko second round. What is that?
Don't ask.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's a wrist
Gross.
guard, and that's everything.
That is it. So thanks for listening. Of course, check out. Got to put it on the screen. Got to check out UFC on Fox 23.
It's for your wrists.
For your wrist.
For carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Yes. Going down on Fox tomorrow night. Fox Sports 1 for the
Wow.
for the prelims as well. Thanks for watching. Of course, check out mymmanews.com for breaking news 24/7 and strongboardbalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board strongboardbalance.com. Check out their Instagram for your chance to win one as well. And our website, splitdecisionmma.com. On Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. On Instagram and Twitter at SD_MMA. And anywhere podcasts are broadcast. Bueller, Dodge, Dennis, and Josh saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Catch me in a cage. How about that?